All right. We got 5 reasons Demon Slayer sucks. Objectively. By Mahas TV. Now, I don't think Demon Slayer sucks. I think it's a pretty good anime. Like, it's pretty good. Like, there's nothing really to hate on it for. Like, it does everything fundamentally, like, okay. And then the animation is fantastic. So, like, saying that it sucks is crazy. So let's see what he has to say here.
It is not
Objectively.
a secret that Demon Slayer is second only to Moses when it comes to splitting things in half, as its fandom is akin to water and oil set on fire. Yes, it is the best-selling manga so far, a very good-looking show and my own door into YouTube, but god damn it, it sucks on so many levels.
Okay,
Hello,
talk to
comrade.
me.
My name is Mahis. Come, get yourself a beverage and sit down with me. We got a tough pill to swallow. Before Ayamete Kudasai your view on the show with actual facts and constructive arguments, the warning has to be made. We're going balls deep and spoilers are very much present in this video.
Oh! I don't know about this one. Well, what type of spoilers you talking about? You talking about like season spoilers or like manga spoilers? Cause like I'm not trying to get spoiled, big dog. I don't know, man.
Good luck. The very first troublesome part of the anime shows his face early on and becomes more apparent as the story develops. Tanjiro Kamado, aka our main character, who is often criticized for being too kind, crying a lot, or being a Mary Sue for not taking any L's after he becomes a Slayer.
Okay.
For me, that's all fine, and I've talked about it already
I
in
think
one
so
of my
too.
previous videos.
I think that's
Even
perfectly
though he's
fine.
kind, demons are still slain. Crying is just part of his personality that doesn't affect anything, and him beating everyone...
So what's his problem?
Dude, it's a shonen. Regardless of how it's structured, we all know he is going to win one way or another. My beef is that I find his character completely unbelievable and, as a result,
What do you-
unrelatable, because my moderately
What do you mean unbelievable? What do you mean by that, bro?
sized brain can comprehend how the combination of his backstory and what he went through manifests in his subsequent behavior. Prime example, episode 2, the section where he buys a basket for Nezuko. You mean to tell me that this is how a person who just lost everything acts? You realize he just dug 5 graves in the frozen
Bro, this is an L point. You can't start the video with an L point, bro. Just because you wouldn't act like that doesn't mean it doesn't make sense. He's a different nigga. No, bro, he's a different nigga. Like, that's saying like okay, he's saying it's unrelatable. But if he's unrelatable, like that's why you don't. That's your problem with him because he's unrelatable. Like that's an L point, bro. You have to relate to every character to like them. You can't understand you can't understand them. Like that's an L point in my personal opinion. I'm sorry.
soil, which is an achievement in and of itself, as you need some nen-infused shovels for that, proceeded to drag 5 mutilated corpses of his mother, sister, and 3 brothers there, buried them, and went on his way to buy a basket next day because otherwise his sister will turn into a pile of ashes. A regular fucking Thursday. He should have had a 1,000-yard stare, complete apathy, or
Nigga, see, this is what I'm saying, bro. Don't say he should have, bro. You're thinking of other animes, you're thinking of other anime characters. That's not Tanjiro. He's different. Breathe. Understand that. Tanjiro's not the typical main character. Now, although he gets compared to a lot of them, this is a exact reason why he's not the same. And and he's getting bashed over it. Like y'all anime niggas don't be making sense, bro.
some sort of freak out, because hello, your world just turned upside down, most of your family is dead, the remaining one is now a demon who you didn't even think existed, and you just stand up, look back, and move forward. That's what people do in the dentist office, not when their family is murdered. Seriously, he looked more miserable after a training session with some kids. Okay, let's slow down for a second and consider that him acting normally is not a sign of psychopathy, but a coping mechanism instead. The brain is a very funny thing that some people even live their entire lives without, and it may deal with trauma in a plethora of ways, like ignoring it completely until a certain stimulus is introduced. Muzan, for example. Remember how he reacted to his smell in the city? Those were emotions. The rage, the utter disregard for food, and his own safety pushed him to face an opponent who could have clapped his cheeks instantly. or that moment with Daki killing innocents, which no doubt triggers some memories and a rush of adrenaline so severe his dead sibling had to calm him down. Does his behavior make more sense now? No, it's just a half-ass mental gymnastics.
Nigga, what? Nigga, what? You literally, like, I could break down both of those points and tell you why they make sense. Like, this is, I'm not gonna lie, this is really not good right now, brother. Nigga, the Muzan thing, bro, that's the leader of the demons. The demons, the devils, or what? The demons that kill his goddamn family, that's the leader. So he smelt it, he recognized it, he's fired up. Like, that's, like, well, how do you not understand that? And then the second one, like, he saw some niggas die, it triggers some PTSD. Like, how are you missing that? How is that flying over your head? Like, am I missing something here?
To attempt to explain a half-assed piece of writing. Secondly, we have another thing that contributes to my detachment from the story. Everything is shallow. The world building, the plot, the characters with a few exceptions, it just falls apart the minute you apply any amount of logic. I swear, I feel like a 4-year-old
give me
kid
some examples.
asking why this, why that, since one contradiction followed the other. You see, I can believe anything as long as it makes sense within the story. That's why I don't mind watching sci-fi, high fantasy, or whatever this is.
Oh, brother, come on. You did not just say that. You did not just say that and bring up Hunter x Hunter, bruh. Oh my, you gonna heat me up. You gonna heat me up. You gonna heat me up, boy.
Even the fundamentals of the exposition are shaky at best, because what we're told doesn't add up with what we see, nor with historical precedent. Nobody believes in demons. Sure, the events of the story take place during an industrial boom in Japan, when people started to move into the big cities, adopt Western practices, and abandon faith in everything supernatural. But, this is all according to our history books, which don't include a millennia of demons slaughtering people. Well, not like they have any records of it apparently, but that doesn't mean it wasn't happening. Which begs the following question. If Japanese already have yokai/oni folklore and this shit has been going on for centuries, why in the world would they stop believing in demons when they have literal family members who survived an encounter with them? There is no internet.
I'm about to turn this video off. Out of every point you could have said in Demon Slayer, this is the point that you bring up? Like, there could be so many reasons why not everybody in the world believes demons. Just because a nigga went through it don't mean that they're gonna believe it, bruh. Like, oh my god. Like, just because they say, oh, I went through this, and tell other niggas, don't mean the other niggas gonna believe it. Like, this is such a L point, bro. I'm sorry, bro. This is L. This is a garbage ass point, bro. Like, you gotta pack this shit up, bro, because this not it. Like, you swore you were cooking with that one, bro. I'm about to take your whole frying pan, bro.
Hardly any press, and most people marinate in their own tight-knit communities, making it nigh on impossible to get a different perspective as you don't have access to any other information. Same thing with plot and those who participate in its development. Tell me if this sounds familiar. A special abilities kid fights progressively stronger enemies to save his loved ones and destroy the main bad guy, with the help of a colorful cast of quirky for the sake of being quirky characters, whose mostly terrible attitude is justified by their tragic past. Add the fact that without the MC no progress would have been made on killing Muzan, and this clown fiesta turns into a child of prophecy garbage, which immediately diminishes the value of everyone involved, as everything they have achieved is thanks to our one and only. There is no complexity here. We're being presented with this bigger than...
That's your first W point. There's not a complex story. But there's been plenty of great shows that don't have complex stories. Like, that's not a reason why it sucks. It's a easy to consume story. You need those. Not everybody wants a fucking Steins Gate ass story. Not everybody wants an Attack on Titan ass story. Like, this is a simple thing. Like, he really is not spinning crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but he really is not.
Life conflict that lasted through dozens of generations and affected tens of thousands of people, only to see a grade school level squabble with flashy moves and no strategy at all. Seriously, this next complaint I have is so vast and expansive that I have to divide it in two.
I'm not gonna lie, no strategy. no strategy is crazy. Like, no strategy is insane. I'm that was crazy, but I'm not even gonna pull up a fight and break that shit down. Like that was a crazy thing to say.
Everybody's dumb. Like, legit, from individuals to their respective factions, there's hardly anyone with an IQ above 3 digits. Let's start with the lesser of two evils, the Demon Slayer Corps. I've made a full video on the subject a while back, so I won't go too in depth, but I will sprinkle some new thoughts on the matter. Firstly, the recruitment process. They look for individuals whose life was ruined by demons and train them to become slayers. Makes sense. You aren't going door to door like some Girl Scouts asking people to give up their life fighting a threat they didn't know existed. What doesn't make sense is the subsequent training and examination process. Who trains them? These no-names can't all be trained by Hashiras, so are they self-taught? There is no standardized routine, no textbooks on demons. Hell, only a choice few get taught breathing techniques, which is basically the only thing that allows humans to compete with anything above low-level Muppets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, bro. Like, what do you do? Let me break this down, right? Let me break this down. Let me break this down. It's actually crazy, bro. Like how ass of a point this is. But just like there's high level, just like there's Hashira and regular minion niggas under the Hashira, the regular demon slayer niggas that we see getting clout whenever whenever a low, whatever the names of the demons is called whenever they're super powerful. I forgot. But low number demon, whenever they come through and they clap all them niggas, okay. Just like the demons have the same thing. You have your low level demons, and then you have your regular Muppet niggas that you just said. Like, that's just, like, what about that do you not understand, bro? I don't, like, you're losing me. Like, just because they don't have training, like, oh yeah, like, that's going to be an easy way for them to get folded. Like, think about what you're saying. Like, think about the last arc we just had. They literally hit the sword protection, the swordsmith arc, but that was a hidden area only a couple people knew of. So think about them bringing all the demon slayers to one location. They might just get wiped off the map, buddy. That's just not a smart idea. Break it down. Like, just break it down. That's just not a smart idea. The Hashira got too much to do to be training niggas. Like, just because they don't break down how everybody gets trained don't mean that they don't get trained. Like, you're coming to an inference just because you haven't seen anything.
No shit, you lose 90% of your slayers before they even become one because they're sorely not prepared. Oh, and speaking of the test, you're gonna send some teenage newbies to fend for themselves for an entire week on a mountaintop full of thirsty bloodsuckers with no supervision, so they can show you that they're able to fight for 7 nights straight with no backup or rest? Well, better get used to that.
Nigga, that's fantastic. Like, how does that... Okay, think about it. Think about it, bro. The demons are, like, they're not normal. Like, these niggas are not normal, bro. You can't just be picking up everybody and sending them in there to battle. They gonna die. Like, it's survival of the fucking fittest, nigga. So if a nigga goes in there and survives, you know he's bred for this. Like, they ask them niggas, are you ready to give up your life for this shit? They went there, bro. They knew what was on that mountain. They did. So them dying is like, okay, they were gonna die anyway if they got trained up, bro. Like, them niggas couldn't, like, come on, bro.
That soon. Mount Nataguma guys won't let me lie. Except they will because they're fucking dead. Not a single fight in Demon Slayer lasted longer than one night. Once you engage a demon, you either die or don't, in which case you are transported to a dedicated healing facility and do not receive new orders for months. Moreover, the exam site is not monitored in case there is a demon who's overstepping his dietary boundaries. It sure would have been nice to have a dozen Rokadaki students alive for a bit longer, along with untold hundreds who faced a challenge they weren't supposed to. Here's why this exam fundamentally sucks. Giyu, who didn't kill a single one of these schmucks, turned out to be Hashira material, while Sabito, who cleared the—
But did he survive? It's not kill, nigga. It's survive. Did he survive? Answer the question, dumbass nigga.
The entire place better than Makarov, just died to some fucking chungas. Then we have the actual missions. You get an avian buddy who guides you—
That was such a garbage point. Bro, this gotta be your 5th garbage point in a row. It's gotta be just cause one nigga killed a bunch of demons and one didn't kill nothing. Like that don't mean shit, bro. Like this. Oh, bro, you are not cooking, bro. You are not cooking.
Clothes that don't protect shit in an RGB sword on the house at least, so you can go and kill some demons. Solo. No backup weapon, no medkit, no intel in advance. You have to rely only on yourself to conduct an investigation and talk to local people, which you were so passionately taught during your training. Oops, you weren't. And unless Plot Almighty was generous with some extra abilities or fancy clothes, you are dead. The thing is, I would have forgiven most of what I've talked about if Demon Slayer Core was like 100 years old. But they've been doing the same shit over and over again for centuries, and we all know what that's called.
And they've been surviving. And they've been surviving thanks to the plot. They've been surviving. So what's your problem, bro?
Alright, now to the only person who eclipses the combined stupidity of all Slayers. Muzan the Demon Daddy. Or Mommy, depending on how he feels this particular day. If the core is not looking for a way to stop the demon plague, the smooth criminal is providing them with every opportunity to put an end to this madness. How? By doing nothing about his enemies, for example. Yeah, if you didn't notice, he doesn't go around killing slayers or setting up hunting parties. Instead, he enjoys his cosplay hobby and lets demons take care of the rest. Right,
So clearly he's not updated with the story. Like, clearly he's not updated with the story. Nigga, I'm gonna break it down for you. Muzan has an obsession of becoming a nigga that can go out in the light. That nigga don't care about what these demon slayers can do. He knows he's stronger than them. It's not a problem for him. If you want to go out and murk all the demons, he can do it. He's not thinking about that. He's thinking about going out when the sun is out. That's what he spends all his time trying to figure out. You see, every time that nigga's brought up, that's what he's doing. Like, so come on, bro. Like, another L point.
Does have this side gig of going after a certain family, but since he still hasn't finished them off in a good few hundred years now, it's not that important for him, I guess. Seriously though, dude has only one goal in mind, conquering the sun. That can be achieved through consuming a demon with such an ability or getting a hit of this blue spider lily flower, both of which he pursues so religiously that he forgets to check Nezuko.
Like, how do you make a point and then say the reason why your point is ass right after? Like, how do you do that? How was you writing this up and you wrote that and thought you were spitting? Like, how is that even possible?
Nezuko's vitals and fucks off to his inevitable doom. Over the years, Muzan did go around sprinkling people with his juices in hopes of someone becoming a Sunwalker. But when it comes to the lily, he only has himself and one stripy boy looking for it. Why? Can't you just pay a few bucks to some people and say you need it for research purposes? Or promise immortality to whoever brings him this mystical flower? I guarantee people will buy that shit faster than discounted bathwater and will scour every inch of every forest with a magnifying glass if they have to. Oh well, he'd rather blame others and tear books like it's gonna change anything. Wait, doesn't he dislike change? For someone so focused on eternity,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I hate people that like that take the material and that's all. Like they don't take, like, they just infer that the material is the only thing that happened. Just so, bro, how do you know that he hasn't done that? Just because it's not written, like, you're inferring that he hasn't done that shit. Like, that's the goofiest shit you can do ever. Like, just cause it's not written in the story doesn't mean it ain't happened. That nigga been alive for a goddamn century. You don't think he tried that? Does it gotta be written in the manga for you to know that he tried that? Like, you're just gonna guess that he's dumb cause it's not written. Like, come on, bro.
he
I hate that
certainly
shit.
likes to embrace new drip, company, and even faces. Anyway, once Tanjiro becomes a thing, the Demon King gets a sudden urge of wanting to do something about it and sends two of his weakest henchmen after our boy. The result is underwhelming as usual, and he stops sending assassins after his ultimate nemesis because it obviously doesn't work and he's not the one to make the same mistake twice. So he proceeds to make other more moronic moves, like not sensing that the Upper Moon 6 was fighting for their lives, sending progressively stronger enemies for our MC to level up on, and splitting his forces during the final battle before teenage horror movies became
He almost spoiled
mainstream.
us.
All
We
that
don't care about
barely
that.
scratches the surface of everybody's idiocy, and while writing this script, I realized that I have so much material, it will fit in at least 2 more videos on the subject, so stay tuned for those, or check this one
Yeah,
out if you
I'm not
haven't
gonna
seen it yet.
lie. Nobody's watching
Now,
those other videos.
I want you to
brother.
quickly recall
Those
everything we
other
talked
videos are
about,
not getting
as
watched.
the last point is the result of all these problems amalgamating together. We have an unrealistic...
Hold on, let me speak to you for a second, bro. How you just said you got so much points you could make 2 more videos on this, and your first video got like you the only point you had was the easiest layup, bro. Anybody could have watched 3 episodes of Demon Slayer and came to that point that you thought you cooked up, brother. Every other point you said has been ass. Like they're just like the points you're saying is just saying okay, Demon Slayer is okay. Not that it sucks, nigga. You can't name the video 5 reasons why Demon Slayer sucks, and then give us reasons why it's objectively okay. Nigga, there's no objectively reasons why it suck, bro. Like, you didn't cook up anything here. I'm sorry, bro.
Chosen 1 MC, shallow world building, and stupid fucking everyone. So, in order to make this story somewhat work, the author invokes the power equivalent to a fusion between duct tape and WD-40. Plot armor.
Yeah.
It's so
Okay, another garbage point. Which one of your favorite shows don't got plot armor, buddy? What popular shonen manga doesn't have plot armor? Like, talk to me, bro. This is in every single show now, bro. Every single popular show is in. It's just how it works, bro. That's not how manga works. So it sucks because of plot armor?
thick here, not even Mount Lady in her...
No, I'm done. I'm done. If this nigga can get 30,000 subscribers, I'm on my way.